how do you get financial security without starting your own business? There has been a lot of misinformation going around when it comes to financial security and being an employee. With news like,
mga manggagawa, sinibak sa trabaho, pinalitan ng mga robot, kaya na rin mag-opera, pwede nang palitan ng doktor.
it's no wonder why many people believe that job security is a lie. This then has led to the myth that the only way to have financial security is by having your own business. But have you ever thought about running your own business and said, "That's not for me. I can't take the risks"? Are you the type of person who's happy with your work, your friends from work, and you like the benefits and the stable and predictable paycheck, and you're afraid that someday down the road you'll be let go? If you are, then listen up, because in this episode, you're going to learn what it means to have real job security without having to start a business. But listen closely, because it's also going to challenge you on what real job security is. So, if you're ready, let's get started. Big idea number 1, real job security comes from your ability to find and get jobs. The idea that you can stay with a company for your entire lifetime without the risk of ever getting downsized, made redundant, it's extremely unlikely. But that isn't what job security is all about. Real job security comes from your personal ability to find a job and get that job. Think about that for a moment. If you had the ability to get any job that you set your sights on, if you had 5 good job offers right now, would you still worry about being let go tomorrow? Hindi na, diba? Because you have choices. So, real security comes from having those choices, and you get those choices by being good at job hunting. This brings us to big idea number 2. Job hunting is a skill. A common mistake that people make when it comes to looking for jobs is that they think it's got something to do with the government or the economy or the market or whether they'll be able to find a new job. But in reality, job hunting is a skill. If you're good at job hunting, you can find a job regardless of the economy. But if you're bad at job hunting, you won't be able to find a job even if the economy is booming. So let's break down the skill of job hunting. There are actually 7 areas, which are: Number 1, clarity. This means getting really clear on what you want in a job, the function, and the industry. Number 2, networking. Networking in a way that will inspire other people to help you in your job hunt. Number 3, resume. This means writing a resume that stands out from the rest. Number 4, cover letter writing. Writing that letter that gets you interviews. Number 5, cold networking. This means reaching out to people you don't know to hopefully find potential employers. Number 6, the interview. Mastering the interview and being memorable. And number 7, negotiating. This means negotiating your salary and benefits before you sign the line. This brings us to the action step for this idea. I'd like you to think about, when was the last time you actually practiced and developed these skills? When did you last think about what kind of job you want? When did you last update your resume? When did you last do an interview? If it's been a long time, then it's time to brush up on these skills. If you're someone looking for a job right now, then these 7 activities are all you need to be focusing on. Nothing else. While if you're someone who's happy with your current job, but you'd like to get a sense of job security, why not open up your resume and take 30 minutes to update it? This isn't for the purpose of sending it out, but so you can get a sense of how much you've accomplished in the last year. Or the lack of it. Listen, if your resume is more than a year old and you can't add at least one single line there of a project or accomplishment that you did, you're going to be in trouble. It's a sign that you're entering stagnation in your career, and it's time to ask for more responsibilities or to move to another company for growth. When you've chosen the path of employment, it's your job to keep developing these skills to stay on your game. In fact, even if you're the highest performing employee, you should keep building these skills to stay updated with the market. By going to interviews, even when you're not looking for a job, it's a great opportunity to learn what other companies are doing. It's a great way to learn your market value after all these years. And it's a great way to see whether your skills are still relevant or if employers are looking for something different already, so that when the time comes, when your employer has to let you go, or when you decide for yourself that it's time for a change, you're ready, you're informed, you'll be the first person to get a job over everyone else who still can't get over the fact that they have to move. Now, granted, there will always be a transition period when you're in between jobs. And this brings us to the third big idea. Number 3, your emergency fund is an oxygen tank. The reason why many people never consider looking for other jobs is because they're blinded with fear with the transition period. That period when you're in between jobs and have no income. When you have 5 kids you're sending to school, paying for the car loan and the mortgage along with your entire family's living expenses, losing income for 1, 3, or 6 months is a tragedy that can bury you into debt, and you end up with a quadruple whammy. Bam! They will end up having to borrow money just to survive. Bam! They will have to pay interest expenses, increasing their overall expenses. Bam! Because of the desperation to find a job, they settle for a lower paying job that they are unhappy with. Bam! Because they aren't happy, they underperform, leaving them at risk for not being promoted or being downsized again. But there's a simple way to prepare for all of this. Save a minimum of at least 3 up to 12 months worth of your monthly expenses. Keep it in a separate bank account and don't touch it unless there is a major emergency, like losing your job. That's what the emergency fund is for. And the larger your emergency fund, the longer you can breathe. You've got less stress during the transition. You have more time to look for better opportunities and land better offers. That's 3 big advantages already. Less stress, more time, better offers. Now, let's combine these 3 big ideas. Number 1, real job security is in your ability to find and land jobs. Number 2, job hunting is a life skill that should be developed by every employee. Number 3, your emergency fund is an oxygen tank. Now, my question and challenge for you is, what single action are you going to take to secure your job security? Will it be updating your resume or adding a little extra to your emergency fund? Or maybe reach out to a potential employer? We hope you pick at least one action step from this episode and implement it so that whatever happens to your company, you'll have the confidence that you can survive and thrive despite losing your job, and have the confidence to find a better one without having to go into debt, without begging, without stress. And that, my friends, is real job security. Hey there, J3 here. Did you enjoy this episode? If you did, well, there are 2 things you can do right now to continue your journey towards financial freedom and abundance. First, subscribe here in our Pinoy Money Academy channel so that you'll get updates on our new episodes, so that I can send you free training videos on everything and anything about money. Second, if you want faster results towards financial freedom and abundance, you can subscribe to our 5 Pillars of Wealth online video series. This is a free series of 3 eye-opening, life-changing videos where you'll learn about the 5 most essential concepts needed for anyone to become wealthy. And if you don't know these 5 pillars of wealth, well, you're disadvantaged in your journey. You can view this training for free online just by going to the following URL. That's pinoymoneyacademy.com/5pw. The link is displayed here on the video. Again, the link is pinoymoneyacademy.com/5pw. I look forward to seeing you in our next episode. Until then, always remember that wealth is a choice, so choose to be wealthy.